Unicorn at the glue factory. How is she doing? Fine, I guess. Ava's curls glinted in the sunlight falling onto her desk. She folded her hands, weaving together thin, pale fingers, each tipped with flawless strokes of ruby-red polish. Why only a guess, Paxton? She cleared her throat. I mean, you're her father. Why don't you ask her how she's feeling? She looked him over. Beneath the thick ridge of his glasses, Paxton's eyes were lined and puffy with the bruised purple of sleeplessness. His hair was becoming more salt than pepper. Yet even in his age, he pulsed with a forbidding venerability. Casey just doesn't. His shoulders lifted as though it hurt to breathe. She doesn't laugh anymore. Not for over a year now. Ever since Angie. Let's not talk about her, okay? Paxton looked away, ashamed he could still be so sentimental. It was Angie's choice to leave. There wasn't anything he could have done. The things he's had to tell himself to get any sleep at night. Ava stood and walked around her desk, heels clicking below a crisp white lab coat. Laying her hand on his arm, he looked up into her eyes, one brown, one green. She was like magic to him. Everything is going to be all right. Casey lost her mother at a younger age than most. She just needs to get comfortable. How about letting me spend some time alone with her today? I'll give her a tour. I don't think that's a good idea, Ava. Don't worry, Ava whispered, bending low to Paxton's ear. I will be discreet. Paxton pushed up from his chair, an unsteady hand reached out to the desk, knocking over some pens and a brass nameplate which fell to the floor with a thunk. Ava grasped his arms. Are you okay? Sorry about that. He wasn't looking at her. Ava tilted his stubbled chin upward and kissed him. Pulling back, she said, just give me today. If Casey gives you any problems, call me. I'll probably be in my office. As the door clicked behind him, Ava picked up the brass nameplate. In the window light, her eyes, almonds laced with waves of mascara, reflected back from the polished golden angles of her name, Ava Darien, Chief Adhesive Scientist. Casey sat in an uncomfortable chair in the fluorescent-lit hallway of her father's workplace, face hidden behind the covers of a book. The peeling sticker on her sweater read Casey Phillips in cutesy black ink, with bright blue "Hello, my name is" thoughtful little hearts dotting each of the three eyes. To the dismay of the secretary, however, green crayon, similar to the one tucked behind Casey's left ear, scrawled out "bitch" in the remaining white space. Ava clicked across the linoleum, nodding politely to the now-relieved secretary. Casey didn't look up. Hi, Casey. Welcome to United Adhesive. Ava smiled. Casey ignored her. What you reading? Casey turned the page. Ava cleared her throat. I want to take you on a tour today. Would you like that? Without reaching the end, the young girl turned the page again. Not one to be dismissed, especially by a middle schooler, Ava leaned close to the back of Casey's book. Listen, you should give me a chance. It might even be fun. It's important that you're open to new things. It's best for you and your father. Staring at the book now, Casey's fingers began to crinkle the edges of the pages. From behind the hardcovers, she growled, You might be my dad's girlfriend, but don't ever expect to be my mom. Ava's lips pursed, her back straightened. Snatching the book from Casey's hand, she shut it with an echoing slap. I want you to come with me. I have something to show you. Casey's face went red, her arms folded close to her chest with a stubbornness that reminded Ava of Paxton. Ava's voice softened, lowered so even the secretary couldn't hear her. Casey, can you keep a secret? Next to Ava's tapping heels, Casey shuffled, stepping on the white tails of her baggy jeans. As they walked, Ava would point out an old picture along the corridor on the left or some kind of bottle on a pedestal under glass to the right, but they didn't stop. Adhesives are everywhere, and have been since the times of the ancient Sumerians. Without turning to face her, Ava asked, Did you know that even hairspray is an adhesive? And without waiting for a reply, Ava began to list all kinds of sticky substances. Tape, stickers, post-it notes, labels, stamps! She smiled, her voice becoming more breathless and excited as they reached a stairwell. Hot glue, super glue, glue sticks, glitter glue, glue for every need, made of a variety of compounds. You've got beeswax glue, plant cellulose glue, animal hide glue. Animal hide glue. Casey looked like she might be a little ill. Yes, Ava's smile seemed to whiten as it widened. In China they have Vallejo, donkey hide glue. It's used in medicine to stop bleeding. And then there's isinglass, a fish bladder glue, used to... Stop! Please, you're making me sick. Casey grabbed her stomach dramatically. The spark faded from Ava's eyes. Well, since the 20th century, most adhesives are synthetic. Casey relaxed, but Ava's body seemed to absorb her repulsion. We're here." They stood before a heavy, unmarked door. Even from the hallway, Casey could make out the faint scent of barn and, was it strawberries? Anything that didn't smell like glue was instantly amplified 100-fold. Ava swiped her ID badge and the door unlocked with a tiny beep. Walking into the dim room, hay crinkled and slipped beneath their feet. One half of the room was set up as a laboratory, while in the other— "What the hell is that?" Casey said, just a little too loud. "Hush, it's a secret I wanted to show you." Ava took Casey's hand, who distractedly let her. Leading the wide-eyed girl to the pen, Ava whispered, "Isn't it amazing?" Casey just stared. Ava gave her hand a little squeeze. "Hey, watch your language, okay?" Casey tugged back and put both hands on the fence before her. "It's really ugly." The animal was shaped like a donkey, a dirty matte gray with bristles instead of hair. The teeth were big and bucked, with drooling gobs falling from its lips. Its cloven hooves were covered in muck and looked hardly able to hold up its knobby legs. In fact, the whole animal looked like just bones and skin, with a deformed white lump in the center of its head. "So what exactly is so special about this thing?" "Do you want to pet it?" Casey scrunched up her nose. "Not really. What is it?" "In China they call it a Killian. In Japan a Kirin. Is that where you're from?" "Close enough." Ava bent down, the edge of her pressed lab coat just inches off the floor. "Do you know what this is, Casey?" She shook her head. "It's a unicorn." Silence crept between them. Casey stared deep into Ava's face as if she could find truth there, a sideways glance at the beast and back at Ava. Casey's eyes narrowed. "You're so full of it," she said, pushing her away. Ava caught her balance on the fence and pulled herself up. "It's the truth." "Where's its horn? White hair, laser eyes. Shouldn't there be rainbows coming out of its ass or something?" "Casey!" Ava scolded. "Yeah, where's the magic, Ava? I'm 12 years old. Just how stupid do you think I am?" "Casey, I'm telling you the truth. Just wait until my dad hears this one." Enlightenment glowed from Casey's face. "He'll never stay with you now, not after he knows you're a psycho." With a flying crunch of hay and a slamming door, Casey was gone to find her father's office, leaving Ava alone in a dim defeat with an ugly, drooling unicorn. See Part 2.